Good morning. Tuesday Talk. I'm Lisa Mehta, and I'm talking about analysis paralysis today. And I'm actually late because I was like analyzing if I felt like doing this today because I have a bit of a headache this morning. And then I realized I was like overthinking it and just going to do this. It might be a short one, but let's talk about analysis paralysis. So, I'm Lisa Mehta. My company is Metamorfize, and welcome everyone. We're going to be doing a tarot reading. Oh, hey, what up, Jamal? I'm going to be pulling an animal card for everyone later in a little bit. I'm keeping this one short today. Hey, Janice, welcome, welcome. So, analysis paralysis. Sounds fun, right? It's not. I lived in analysis paralysis for a really long time. Oh, before I get on to that, I just also want to share that I've got the next round of 30 Days to Change coming up October 3rd. And that is a great way to get out of analysis paralysis. Because when you are overthinking something and you're spinning and spinning and you aren't making any decisions, just making one decision and just changing the trajectory of something can be everything. And that 30 Days to Change program will help you stay consistent with just one tiny, tiny little thing every day. And that's what I'm going to kind of get into today. So, analysis paralysis, like, what is that? It's basically the inability to make a decision because you're just overthinking it and you're running all the scenarios in your mind of what could happen, what might happen, what did happen in the past, which as a thing, like as a strategic thinker, not bad, to be a thinker like that. Like I actually pride myself on my ability to think about scenarios and really map them out and think ahead of myself and ahead of schedule. However, when you overthink it to the point where you aren't able to then make a decision because you just stay then spinning and then putting the which is the best and which is the right, then it can get to be this paralysis part of things, which is basically the inability to move forward. So it's kind of like deer caught in headlights. I want to give you guys a story, a little example. Well, I have a lot of examples, but this is like a random one, but it had this feeling for me of paralysis. So I randomly put a post up on Facebook, like, I don't know, a month ago. And I said on the post that I was thinking about taking some zinc. Does anyone have any like name of the brand or like what's the best way to take zinc? I just wanted a few ideas. So right away, a friend sends me the one that she loves, and I was like, okay, cool, cool. All of a sudden, this post goes crazy. Everyone, yeah, you do, Janice? Everyone was like giving me a comment, telling me all these different things about zinc, like you don't need it because you can just get it from fruits and vegetables, and why do I want it? And I should see a doctor, and I need to have adaptogens if I'm gonna have it. Like, it was so many things around zinc I had not even, and I have to be honest with you, I had intentions of buying zinc, and when I was done with that post, I didn't buy any. I was like, you know what? This is too much. I was like, it made me overthink it. And I literally was like, yeah, I don't need it. I don't know. Does that happen in your life where whether it's too many choices or you just spin yourself into this moment of like, I don't know, it's just too much. That's literally the analysis paralysis. And it made me also see just the way that the internet is working and how, I mean, it's a whole different topic, but the way um, you're doing it with your outfit. Yeah, oh my gosh, Jamal, that is how I couldn't even leave the house because trying to, analysis paralysis has everything to do with a few of the things that I've talked about in my previous Tuesday talks: procrastination, postponement, and perfectionism. And we stay in this analysis, overthinking it, thinking, well, okay, so let me give you a hack, because overthinking something is going to spin you, spin you, spin you, spin you. But like I said, thinking about something's not always a bad thing if you can be strategic about your thinking. So one of the question kind of hacks that I use in my life is, what are my options in this moment? Okay, just lay out the options. And I know that probably sounds like, well, that's what I was doing. I was thinking about it. I was analyzing my options. But it's a little bit of a different kind of way in. If you, it, it starts to open up what I call conscious decision making, where you lay out your options, and that's very different energy than like analyzing, because analyzing holds in it this never ending like worst case scenario, which by the way is also a great tool. If you find yourself in, like Jamal, you're doing your multiple outfits right now and you're trying to maybe leave the house, so go, like, think about this worst case scenario: you wear the wrong shirt. Okay, perspective on that, like, it's not really a big deal. So why waste any more mental energy? Because that's the thing, we're wasting all this mental energy, this precious mind space. And it's like, it's too precious. I say whatever you're wearing right now is good, it's perfect, it's great, and you got to keep moving. I used to have, with working out, I had to adopt a something is better than nothing. That doesn't apply to everything, but with working out for me, it got me moving and back into things, because I would analyze like so many things around not being able to get to the gym. So something is better than nothing when it comes to take action. If you want to get out of the analysis, you start to take action and make a move forward. So um yeah, let me see, what else did I want to say. Another thing is that sometimes we stay in the analysis because whatever we're trying to think about is too big, and your mind is almost trying to wrap itself around it. So what you want to do is like pull away and come back to something smaller, like a really small part of the puzzle. You like, it literally is a puzzle. And yeah, Bruce Lee talks about taking action. He takes action on things. I mean, basically, if you stay in analysis, you're staying in the inaction of anything. You're just basically trying to think your way through something, and you're never going to get there just thinking your way through it. You have to do something, and then that's the thing. Do one little thing to get yourself out of the spin cycle, and then keep on. What I always say is like, it's all about gathering information. So if you're analyzing, and I am super cerebral, overthinker to the max. And so what I would do if I found myself in a position where I didn't know what to do because I started overthinking it, besides the what are my options in this moment. Hold on, I want some coffee. I would say I would come up with those options, and then I'd make a decision mentally. It didn't have to be out into the world decision. So let's say there's two very clear pathways. I'm either going to do this or I'm going to do this. So what I would do is I would just decide on one, like pretend type of thing, consciously be like, all right, I decided I'm going to do A, this direction A. What I would do is for the whole day, I would just embody that decision, meditate with it as if that's what's happening, and check in with my nervous system, check in with myself, maybe even tell a few people as if it's going to happen. And that way you're like literally like embodying it. It's kind of pretend, the fake it to make it thing, because you're checking in with yourself before you make the full decision. But it's better, it's a step forward than sitting in the what should I do, I don't know, paralysis. So you just choose, and you go through the day feeling that out, and you're like, what came to me was, I don't think I'm gonna really like that if I do that. Or you realize, ooh, that was feeling really good, like I'm getting excited about it. So I don't know if you have any ways of getting out of analysis paralysis, let me know. I mean, how do you, or anyone who's listening right now, are you an overthinker? Besides Jamal, who's wait, action is the only space where learning takes place. Ooh, I like it, and it rhymes. Yeah. because yeah, you just can't think your way through everything. Thoughts are important, but oops, how do I get rid of that? Yeah. Our thoughts are mega important. Like everything I believe is that our thoughts are creating our reality around us. So our thoughts need to be used as a way of making the plan of action to get you out of analysis. And I want to say this last thing. I just looked at my notes because it reminded me. When you have analysis, when you overthink things, it's also a way that you're protecting yourself, and it's a way that you're staying stuck, not having to take responsibility possibly for whatever it is in your life that is, ahead. So we stay looping, we stay in this seemingly difficult puzzle piece, like you can't get out of it. You stay in it because you're like really afraid of taking responsibility, which is a lot of what procrastination, when I talked about it, and also the whole concept that there's a right decision. No, no, no. Only no decision is a right decision, because if you just, like we said a minute ago, just start taking action. And again, 30 Days to Change starts October 3rd, which is a great way to just take action. It's all about learning what 5 minutes a day, just showing up for yourself for 5 minutes a day, can shift the trajectory of everything. It can shift how you feel about yourself because you're keeping your word to yourself, which means when you keep your word to yourself, you start to trust yourself. And if you are like me, enough analysis paralysis got me to the point where I started to not be able to trust myself, which means I couldn't even make the simplest decisions sometimes. Oh my gosh, me in front of a menu back in the day, like I had major anxiety around food ordering. I would always have to like check the menu online before I went, just to make like a little bit of ease for me, which is a great tool. Like I figured out how to get through it. But once I get there, I get so confused. Like, I don't know, what do I want? Because that's the time when I was living from the outside in and not from the inside out. That was a time when I hadn't really learned to listen to myself and my body. I was always like, well, what are you eating? You look at you got a good body and you're look like you take care of yourself. So I should get what you're getting, instead of like, hold on. What does Lisa like? And what does Lisa need? What kind of food would nourish Lisa right now? So, a lot of the times this overthinking thing can also come from like honing in on your center and coming back home to yourself so you can make decisions quicker. Bob Proctor and a lot of successful people talk about the ability to make a decision quickly is linked to success. Like successful people make decisions quickly because they know there's no right or wrong. There's only next. Let me say that again. Successful people know there's no right or wrong. There's only next. And that, when I learned that, that changed everything for me, because it kept me in the flow, kept me moving. Next, next, next. I think Kentucky Fried Chicken guy, when I was reading my favorite book over there, The Success Principles, he was turned down. He heard no so many times before he never gave up. All he heard when people turned him down was next, next, next. You gotta keep going. So that's another hack. I invite you to adopt a next approach instead of no. Don't let anybody tell you to stop. Keep going. All right, if you are here, let's pull a card. I'm feeling like I got a little headache today, so I'm going to keep this one quick today. I'm not going to overthink it. Jamal, if you're still here, and whoever's listening, I'm going to pull, we're doing the animal cards today, so give me a number. Would love to read a card for anyone here. All right. What else did I overthink back in the day? I was overthinking my trip to Mexico. Oh, hey, Yoli, number 5, got you. Man, that was agony. That last year, should I go to Mexico or not? literally talk about analysis paralysis. And another one that I have right now is this thing about my apartment. Like, am I moving? Am I not moving? Where should I move? Whoo, it's driving me insane, actually. I actually surrendered. I not gave up, I gave in. I gave in to the threads to lead me to the next thing. I know deep down it's time for the up level. It's time for the change. So there's a moment in this overthinking analysis thing where you just give in and surrender to just surrender. I'm surrendering. You've been I've been overthinking a free trip that I got 2 years ago. Seriously, Jamal, just go. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. We think things matter. They don't matter. Analysis paralysis will hold you like hostage to really being in the moment of your life. Because if you think about it, you're living inside of a fantasy in your brain or a scenarios that don't even exist, which means it's holding you hostage to the moment. Like, you can't enjoy it. Take that trip. Do it. All right, here we go. 5. What are your options, Jamal? What are your options in this moment of where to go? Is it where that you've been tripping out on, or is it when? Like, what are the different options and what are the scenarios that you're creating in your mind? Okay, 5, Yoli. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 is Jamal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, we haven't gotten these before. Yoli, you got the squirrel. Cool, cool. Number 26. Let's see what we got here. The squirrel. Well, without even looking yet, the squirrel, I think of like how it like collects all its nuts to hide them for the winter. It's like, it's so smart like that, you know? Oh, look, it's called gathering. Squirrel teaches you to plan ahead. It's about planning ahead. Interesting in this, also in the, for both of you here, like for the trip and for the analysis paralysis, because that's a fine line, right? The analysis versus the planning. It's like planning means you've almost made the decision and you're like putting it into action, but it can also need flexibility and wiggle room. Anyway, plan ahead, it says, for the winter when the trees are bare and the nuts have long disappeared. Squirrel medicine can come in many forms, as this furry creature is very diverse in nature. The squirrel has scurried into your cards today. It may be that you are being told to honor your future by readying yourself for change. I like that. I love the essence of preparation here. I love that reframe actually for today. Like to really see, instead of analysis paralysis, which keeps you going nowhere, planning is a very active form of moving something forward. It says, hey, Mac, you're saying you're not a planner, Yoli? What does that mean? You have to plan getting up. Everyone's a planner. Maybe now's your time to get to know that part of you. Big on impulse is I'm picking cards, Mac. If you want a number, I'm gonna pick an animal card for you if you want. Yoli, I think this is an invitation to realize that you are both things. You are a beautiful, spontaneous. That got loud. Hold on. I hope wherever that ambulance is going, that everyone is okay. Oh my God, my nose itches today. Yoli, I was saying that this is an invitation for you to realize that two things are always traveling together. So it's an opportunity for you to possibly get to know the planner side of you, figure out what kind of planning works for you. You know, a lot of people, everyone does it different. Some people still do written planners. Some people love to put stuff in there. And maybe you have to realize, maybe you're not a plan 6 months ahead type of girl, but you were like, hey, what does this week look like? Maybe when it comes to food planning, you think like, oh, what does just the next 3 days look like? I think we're not taught this in school that, well, they start to talk about it a little bit with like different learning types. Are you visual? Are you audio? Are you, same thing with like, not everybody wants to plan the same way. Not everybody, like everyone's brain is different. Matt, give me a number. I'm gonna pick a card for you, and then that's my wisdom for you, Yoli. Let me know what you're taking away. Oh, you wrote, I have been thrown into having to plan and organize, which is funny. Well, you're given what you need to take yourself to the next level. Maybe there's a way, instead of pushing against it, where you're like, God dang it, I'm not a planner and I'm being forced to do something that I'm not really good at. Maybe you start to lean into it and be like, wow, this is going to be an opportunity to flex a part of me that I think would be helpful. And in the 30 days to change, one of the, you've done it, so you'll know, like, I think it's I don't remember, day 3 or 4, where I remind everybody, for that program to be successful, you must plan. Like, you must have a plan, because if you just flow too much, doing that 5 minutes can somehow slip away. All right, Jamal, coyote energy, interesting. 13. Coyotes are very smart animals. Very smart. And planning will definitely get you out of analysis paralysis, which is what we're talking about today. 13. Here we go. All right. Ooh, Jamal, are you still here? Because it's the trickster, which is exactly what was just happening to you. I think you just had coyote energy while you were getting dressed and you weren't able to like select, and then you're tripped and you're not. This is coyote energy. Mind tricks. Playing the tricks on your mind. Oops. Oh no. Whoa. Sorry, I had a phone call that came in. I got to turn that off. I hope we're still here. So, yeah, it's about trickster. There are thousands of myths and stories about the coyote, the great trickster. Okay, but this is the fun thing about trickster. You can get upset about it because it can be really irritating, and a coyote energy knows how to get. This is analysis paralysis at its best. And then the best thing is to start laughing at it. If you can start identifying when you're in analysis paralysis and you're like, coyote's here, and like you start laughing at your own mind taking you in circles, and you're just like, oh my God, here I go again. So that's why click, click. If you heard my click, click is great to get you out of things. You click, click your mind. That's when you're spinning and you're just like, click, click. Or stop, breathe. What are my options in this moment? Just relax your nervous system. I am so into nervous system conversations right now. I'm listening because you know what? Because of coyote energy and my own strategic thinking and how cerebral I am, sometimes I can't trust my mind. But you can trust your nervous system. And if your nervous system has a calm reaction to something, like, oh, someone's calling, that feeling when you see someone call and you're just like, like that's your nervous system. Or someone calls and you're like, I can't wait to pick up. Nervous system, like, it's a vibration that's running through you, and the more you can tune into that and bypass trickster energy. Thank you, coyote. Thank you. You got that? Tell me what you think. Here's the poem that goes with it. Coyote, you devil, you trick me once more. Must I sit and ponder what you did it for? Love it. Love it. Okay, 47. Okay, Mac, if you're still here, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seven. Snake. Ooh, snaky snakes. 6. Ooh. I got crazy hair today, everyone. What is this? Thank you for accepting me in this uh, craziness today. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't gonna do this. I've only missed one Tuesday talk in a year and a half. I have over 60 videos. I wasn't gonna do it. The dialogue in my head, I was late today because I was like, I'm not doing it. And I could not do it. It's like literally this has become a habit now. And I'm so proud of that. Um, it's a part of what my 30 days to change program has done for me is that I know that dialogue so well now when I don't do something, and I know I wasn't going to feel good later if this day passed and I didn't do it. And so that's the key, is to attaching yourself to how it's going to feel later. Like you, that's with this conscious decision making and this analysis paralysis that we're talking about, is that if you can link into how something's going to feel, that's the nervous system too. It can help you make decisions now. Anyway, back to this snake. Max, snake is about transmutation. Interesting. You've been going through so many sheddings, um, and your food launching restaurant amazingness, and like I'm sure you're like peeling and shedding so many layers. Look at this though. The snake actually, can you see it has all of those eggs right there, protecting the eggs. Of course, it says here snake medicine is very rare because you are a rare and special person. For shizzle. All right, let's see here. This medicine teaches you on a personal level that you are a universal being. Through accepting all aspects of your life, you can bring about the transmutation of the fire medicine. This fire energy, when functioning on the material plane, creates passion, desire, procreation, and physical vitality. You can make some fried rice with those eggs. When this snake energy reaches the spiritual plane, it becomes wisdom, understanding, wholeness, and connection to the Great Spirit. And what I want to say about that, that's some deep shit. And I'm so glad that this came up also in, thank you for all these three cards are so beautiful for analysis paralysis, because when you're tapped in to that universal energy, the wholeness, the oneness, the love, the pure potentiality, the abundance that is, you don't have analysis paralysis. There is no thinking because you are it already. And when I have had moments like that, which they're waves, okay? Because at every skin you shed will bring you to a new level. And so you're going through phases of things. So, but the thing is that I have proof for myself, and I wish this for everyone, moments where everything is so aligned and that universal oneness is me and I am it and I'm tapped into it. And knowing that I've had that always keeps me moving towards that, knowing that everything's temporary. So just like that skin on the snake, that it sheds it and a new one comes. And when the new one comes, it's a vulnerable moment. And then it hardens to the point where a new one comes. And so this is the reminder, nothing is permanent. It's always temporary. If you're in a low vibrational space, your nervous system is feeling something jacked up or sad or whatever, it will change. I always say this, the contraction is the preparation for the expansion. So if you knew that this was temporary, how would you move through it? That's the most important thing, because then you don't attach to it, and then you're reminded, like this confusion thing that I went through, this dark cloud that I had, like I guess it's almost a month ago. I was actually really depressed for like a little bit there. I got sick. I was coming out of like head paralysis analysis stuff. All I kept saying to myself was, it's okay, this is temporary. Like, if you know this is temporary, how do you want to move through it? And you know what? I just felt it fully. I laid down and I go, I'm going to do nothing. Bare minimum. I did the bare minimum until I knew I started to come out of it. And it was great when I got out of it. Anyway, transmutation. The transmutation of life, death, rebirth cycle is exemplified by the shedding of a snake's skin. It is the energy of wholeness, cosmic consciousness. Damn, Mac, this is a deep card. And the ability to experience anything willingly and without resistance. That's what we're going to end with. We're going to end with this poem. Snake, come crawling. There's fire in your eyes. Bite me, excite me. I'll learn to realize. The poison transmuted brings eternal flame. Open me to heaven to heal me again. Mwah. Thank you. This was very powerful for me. And thank you for being here and witnessing me wanting to not be here, but showing up anyway. I just got emotional thinking about that, but that's life right there. And I'm about to embark on a very, like, for me, I'm getting back into exercise. I'm going to, so keeping my word, every little bit helps. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, 30 Days to Change starts October 3rd. It's going to be a great group of people. If you want to, keep your word to yourself and do a little something because you've fallen off, and it's just a great program. You get these audios that I created that are just, everyone raves about them. I love them. You know what? I think I've done my own program at least 20 times because I've been running this, and then I've done it on my own. My audios never get old. Like today, I think we're in doing the empowered one, and yesterday was pivot. I know, right, Yoli? They're phenomenal. It's like they just never get old. You know what? I feel like picking a card. If you're still here, I'm picking a card for myself today. Here we go. I like always 11, so I'm going to go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom. Ooh, the hawk. I can't wait to see what that is. Number 2. Yeah, I never get a card. Yeah, I've got a lot more. I've got some audio ideas coming. I'm going to do it. Program your mind for success. Program your mind for wealth. Program your mind for love. I'm doing a whole series on that. That's coming. And I had another idea. I texted myself it. I'm not going to look right now. Okay, hawk. Messenger. Wow. Messenger. That is feeling really meaningful to me right now. I feel like a messenger in the work that I do, and I also feel like I use every emotion as a message, as a messenger. Hawk is akin to Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Hawk medicine teaches you to be observant, to look at your surroundings, observe the obvious in everything you do. Life is sending you signals. Yep. And again, the more you can look at the signals and the more you can see the isness, the easier it is to make decisions. And we're talking about analysis paralysis. Actually, there's always clues around you. And the overthinking it is confusing. All right. I love it. So we got the hawk. I got the hawk. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Yoli. I love you all, and I will see you next week. There's somebody on, if you're here on Facebook, I see somebody here. If you want a card, now's the time to drop a number because I'm about to dip out. Bye, Jamal. Have a great day. All right, everybody. One love, one love. Get out of your mind, into your body. Talk to you soon. Breathe deep. One love, one love. Bye.